Hey guys, I'm Jenna, the owner of Elevate Lash. I just wanted to pop on here and do a little series for you guys. I think that going forward in the beauty industry, it's now more important than ever to diversify your business. And this is what people are craving. This is what people are needing to succeed in their markets. And this is kind of where we're going. Everyone right now is like ordering the same great products from the same great places, and that's awesome because we're all doing great work. But when it comes to a market like this, and when the market is getting so saturated by so many great artists, it's not okay to just be great. You have to set yourself above the crowd, and you have to look for those things that make you stand out, make you special, unique. That is if you are looking to compete in the luxury market, and that is where people are going to be less price sensitive, and where you're going to find a lot more success for your business. And honestly, I don't coach to anything but people like who are wanting to be participating in the luxury market. So if you are not, shut down this video and get back to the $60 lashes, because you're gonna need to make enough money to succeed. Just joking, but seriously, if you're doing $60 lashes, no one cares what you're doing. It doesn't matter. Don't invest in training. Don't do any of these things because it's not worth it, right? But if you are looking to set yourself ahead and compete in the luxury market, you do have to be thinking about these things. So this series is going to be talking a lot about the different things that you can do to set yourself ahead and create success in your business that maybe other people aren't doing right now. So the first thing that I want to tackle is Premades versus Promades. And I'll just tell you straight out, if you're using Promades or Premades, there is a better way. And I know that there's been a lot of misinformation, and honestly, I think that the product lines have changed and are pumping this misinformation out because they are making more money off of these Premades. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that the quality of lashes like 0.03, anything mega volume, has gone completely down. Basically since COVID, I have recognized. My theory is that the lash companies have saturated their markets and they are looking to make more money and build upon their sales. And how do they do that? They have to market another thing. So a lot of companies that have always advertised that they don't recommend doing Premades or Promades, and that hand fanning is the only way to go, they have totally turned ship and they are now preaching Premade. And simultaneously, almost, their hand fan lashes that used to fan like butter, that used to be so easy to use, are now garbage. It takes like so long to use them. So this is actually one of the things that brought me into making my own product line, because of the frustration of seeing my favorite product lines go to complete garbage and having my times, my sets go up, because the amount of work I was having to do to fan these lashes was like absurd compared to like what was happening before, where they just spread like butter. I was finding that it was hard to maintain quality, and the times of my sets were going up. It just, something had to give. And so I set to fix this problem. At first I was like, am I going crazy, or is this actually happening? And I have talked to other artists who have verified this similar problem in their business. So I set out to make a lash line that was not going to be sacrificing this quality for artists, so that we can continue hand fanning, or myself, I could continue hand fanning in my studio. That was very important to me, to maintain a luxury aspect in my business. Anyways, if you haven't tried them, try the 0.02 lashes of our lash line, and I promise, if you thought you never could fan mega volume, if you've been having trouble ever learning to hand fan, but you've taken a course, try these lashes, because it's going to change the game. And everyone brags about how Premades are so fast. These lashes are going to be just as fast for you. They're going to be way less expensive, and they're going to be way more customizable for your clients and your lash sets, which is what the game is about, right? So let's just go into a little bit of why you're going to be setting yourself apart so much by using the Handfans versus the Premade. And the main reason is because it is by far the way to get the best retention. Like seen here, wrapping around the natural lash is a good way of getting a secure bond. When you just attach a Premade on top of a lash, it's like doing a set of classic lashes. You do not get the wrapping effect, and you do not get the tight bond that comes with the adhesive having multiple points of contact onto that lash. Also, the weight distribution is off for that natural lash. If you're doing a side placement, you're creating torque on that natural lash. The whole mega volume fan is torquing that lash the whole time it's sitting there if you're using a Premade, because it does not equally displace the weight around that whole natural lash. So when you are just grabbing it with a handmade fan, then the chance of damaging when you're doing those thick, beautiful, like stylish mega volume sets, it's not going to be as damaging, or damaging at all, if you do them right, because it's wrapped around that lash and the weight is spread evenly, because it can wrap. Those fans are loose, right? And they wrap around it. Instead of having all the fans together, even if it's heat-based, or heat bonded Promade Premade, when you stick it there, there's not opening up of the base to allow for even distribution of weight. It's just on the side like a classic lash, except for you have not a classic lash there. And we also don't want to be giving the same value to our clients who are paying for a mega volume set, a classic lash set. Like, eventually there's going to be a time in the market, which is coming very soon, where clients are going to be savvy. They are going to know the difference between Promade Premade, and they're going to be looking for the quality. Just like if you showed up to your hairdresser and they opened up a box, like a box dye, and they give you a box blonde, you would not be looking to return there. You would not be expecting to pay a quality luxury service price. Quite frankly, it would be really disturbing. And there's reasons why they go to school for years to learn their technique and to develop it so that they can apply their artistic techniques in a professional way to provide a luxury service, right? And because they are providing a luxury service that does take more education to provide, they are successful in their career, and that is how they are known. And same thing for us. Like, if we are breaking out the Premade Promades, it's basically like taking a box dye to your client's hair, and it just is not a luxury service at all. As this is developing in the lash industry, some of us might have been able to get away with this for a little period of time here, because there's a little bit of a lag between artists' education and clients' education. But with everything out there on Instagram and YouTube, it's only a matter of time before our luxury clients are getting savvy to this and looking for places that have this education, are skilled in these techniques, are giving a superior artistic service rather than the same old classic lash application, but using a volume styling. And you cannot even get the diversity of styling when you are using Premade Promades. I carry so many lashes in my kit in the salon, and if I were to carry the same amount of Promade Premades to get the same amount of combinations, I literally would have thousands of trays. And how would I sort through those thousands of trays on stock to be able to provide the same kind of customization on my sets that I can provide by hand fanning? I wouldn't. And that's why no one else does who is using Premade Promade fans. And that's why it's not a luxury service. And for this little bit of time that people are not educated on this, the clients, you're going to get away with it. But if you don't provide the luxury service over time, once the customer gets educated on this, your studio is just not going to have that edge to be in the luxury market anymore. So this brings me to my final point. If you're using Premade Promades, especially, I try to reinforce this with all my students, it is a crutch and it is hindering you from taking that next step to really hone in on your fanning technique. If you are learning hand fanning, if you're practicing it in your studio, you are going to get better over time, and you will bring your set times down. My set time when I first started hand fanning was about 6 hours. Now in the studio, I can complete a full set hand fanning in 2 hours usually, depending on the lashes, of course. If someone comes in with a million lashes, it might take me a little bit longer, but 2 hours is usually for every lash. And you will get there too if you practice, but you will not get there ever if you start using Premade Promades, because it will be a crutch that is going to hold you back. You're also going to be attracting a market that is not going to allow for you to charge what you are deserving to be paid for your services. So if you are aiming to be a part of the luxury market going forward in the future, I do suggest that you get on the bandwagon. If you are using Premade Promades, force yourself to try and hand fan at least half of that set, and then wean yourself off of the Premade Promades and really get that practice in with those clients, because you should be able to transition within a year to all Premade Promades. It's going to save you so much money. It's going to allow you so much customization in your sets, and it's really going to gear you up to be a part of that luxury market as all of our clients get educated on what's really up with Premade Promade fans and start looking or choosing technicians that are skilled instead of technicians that are using the crutches, like Premade Promade fans that are more akin to using a box dye if you're like a hair salon, for instance. So I would encourage you to seek out product lines that do not sell Premade Promade fans, because in my experience, the quality of their volume lashes, in my experience, is way lower. And it's, I think, on purpose. I'm just gonna say, because they make more money selling Premade Promades, so why would they care about their hand fan volume? It's not to their advantage to make it easy for you to hand fan. It's to their advantage that you switch to Premade Promades so they can make more money. So look for a brand that is backing hand fan lashes and has a luxury brand that is gonna help you save time when you're hand fanning and get back into it and make it super easy. Instead of continuing this with the same brands that you know were challenging for you to hand fan in the beginning. If you have any questions, I'd love to help you. DM me at elevatelash.ca on my Instagram. I'm the most active, or leave me a comment below on the YouTube video. We have a bunch of different products that we can help you troubleshoot what's going to help you the most to get you switched over from pre-made Promades back onto hand fanning, so that you can participate in the luxury market and be charging the higher price point and marketing to a clientele that is going to be less price sensitive coming up, especially with recession times, etc., etc. Next, we're going to talk about adhesive, and would love for you guys to join us on that conversation. So check it out next week. Hit the like button and subscribe if you learned something today, and DM me if you have any other questions that you'd like me to cover in upcoming videos.